Seniors, listen closely. Something may be happening inside your brain right now that you don't even realize, and it could be aging your brain by years. This isn't fear-mongering, it's science. Researchers at UCLA found that people who engage in one common daily habit show brain scans up to 10 years older than their actual age. 10 years? Imagine what that means for your memory, focus, and clarity. Here's the shocking truth. Over 70% of older adults do this habit every day, thinking it's harmless or even healthy. But in reality, it quietly drains your brain's energy, disrupts vital neural connections, and accelerates cognitive decline. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what this habit is and how to reverse its effects to protect your brain's youth. The findings you're about to hear even stunned the scientists who discovered them. Before we dive into the 7 habits that destroy your brain, let's begin with number 1, a habit so widespread it's almost universal. A 15-year Japanese study of 20,000 people found that those who did this had a 68% higher risk of dementia. Even doctors often overlook it. Now let's get started. 7. Skipping your morning stroll. Kicking off at number 7, skipping your morning stroll. It might seem like no big deal, but neglecting this habit is like hitting the snooze button on your brain's health. A study from the University of British Columbia tracked 6,000 adults over 55 for 8 years, and the findings were jaw-dropping. Those who walked fewer than 4,000 steps daily had a hippocampus, the brain's memory hub, 23% smaller than those who stayed active. A shrinking hippocampus means forgetting small things like where you parked your car, then struggling with names, and eventually even faces. Here's the kicker. You don't need to be a gym buff or run a marathon. Just 30 minutes of steady walking each day does wonders. Walking gets your heart pumping oxygen-rich blood to your brain, sparking the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain cells, helping them grow and thrive. Without it, your neurons fade faster than your body can rebuild them. The best time to walk? Within 2 hours of waking up. Morning sunlight syncs your body's internal clock, helping clear out toxic proteins like beta amyloid, which clog the brains of Alzheimer's patients. A Stanford study showed morning walkers had 40% less of this buildup compared to those exercising later in the day. For the biggest brain boost, walk at a pace where you can chat but wouldn't want to hold a long conversation. This sweet spot ramps up blood flow to your prefrontal cortex by 35%. Switch up your route to spark new neural connections with fresh sights. If it's safe, try walking backward for 30 seconds every 5 minutes. It fires up different brain areas and sharpens balance, which ties directly to mental clarity. Research from the University of Pittsburgh showed that after a 6-month walking program, participants' hippocampus regions grew by 2%. That's enough to rewind 1 to 2 years of brain aging. Got joint issues? Try pool walking. The water's resistance boosts brain benefits by 20%, according to the University of South Carolina. 6. Taking sleep aids regularly. Now, let's talk about a habit that seems innocent but can wreak havoc on your brain, one your doctor might even suggest. Number 6. Relying on sleep aids. Those pills promising restful nights could be silently sabotaging your memory. A 7-year Harvard study tracking 10,000 seniors dropped a stunning revelation. Those using sleep medications like Ambien, Lunesta, or even over-the-counter options with diphenhydramine for over 3 months faced a 50% higher dementia risk. If they continued for 3 years or more, that risk soared to 80%. Why? These drugs don't deliver true sleep. They sedate you. There's a critical difference. Natural sleep includes stages where your brain cleans itself. In deep sleep, your brain cells shrink by up to 60%, letting cerebrospinal fluid flush out toxic proteins. Sleep aids disrupt this process, leaving waste to pile up like uncollected garbage, making your brain less functional over time. Dr. Matthew Walker at UC Berkeley compared brain scans of sleep aid users to natural sleepers. The results? Those on pills had 45% less slow-wave sleep, vital for memory, and 70% less REM sleep, where emotional processing and creativity thrive. Using sleep aids is like running a computer without ever letting it update. It's bound to crash. Worse, stopping these meds often intensifies insomnia, trapping you in a vicious cycle where your brain forgets how to sleep naturally. Skip the pills and try this instead. The military sleep method, effective for 96% of people within 6 weeks. Start by cooling your bedroom to 67-degree iron. Your brain needs a 2-degree drop to kickstart sleep. Take a hot shower or bath 90 minutes before bed. As your body cools afterward, it signals sleepiness. Eat 2 kiwis an hour before bed. Sounds odd, but Taipei Medical University found they boost sleep duration by 13% and quality by 42%, thanks to serotonin and antioxidants that regulate sleep cycles. Not a kiwi fan? Try pistachios or tart cherries, natural melatonin sources that actually work. Finally, use the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This calms your nervous system, easing you into rest mode. Pair it with pressing your tongue against the ridge behind your front teeth, a trick from ancient yoga that soothes your entire system. 5. Watching more than 4 hours of TV daily. Next up is a habit that 75% of seniors do every day, believing it keeps them connected and in the know. Before we dive in, if you're finding this video helpful, please smash that like button to help more seniors discover it, and hit subscribe. We're dropping powerful health tips for seniors daily, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's talk about number 5, watching over 4 hours of TV each day. Your TV might be silently eroding your brain faster than any illness could. A 6-year study from the University of London followed 3,500 adults over 50, examining their TV habits and cognitive health. The results? Those glued to the screen for more than 4 hours daily saw an 8% drop in verbal memory. Even more alarming, those watching over 7 hours showed brain changes mirroring Alzheimer's patients, identical patterns of deterioration. Unlike sleep, where your brain is busy processing memories and clearing toxins, TV puts your mind in a passive state, almost like a waking coma. Researchers call this cognitive sedentarism, and it's more harmful than physical inactivity. The content you watch matters immensely. News programs are particularly damaging. A study of 14,000 people found that just 14 minutes of negative news spiked anxiety markers by 67% and cortisol levels by 43%. Constant high cortisol destroys neurons in your hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Game shows and educational programs, however, showed 30% less cognitive harm than news or reality TV. But here's the real shocker: how you watch is just as critical. Binge watching, consuming more than 2 episodes in one sitting, blurs your brain's ability to form distinct memories, doubling the rate of cognitive decline compared to moderate viewing, according to the University of Texas. TV screens also emit blue light, which disrupts melatonin production for up to 3 hours after watching, wrecking your sleep quality even if you doze off easily. Poor sleep increases dementia risk by 33% per Johns Hopkins research. If you must watch, invest in high-quality blue light blocking glasses with amber or orange lenses that filter at least 90% of blue wavelengths. Cheap pharmacy versions won't cut it. Better yet, swap passive TV time for engaging activities. Love stories? Try audiobooks while doing light tasks like folding clothes or tidying up to keep your brain active. Surprisingly, video games can be a better choice than TV. Strategic games like chess, or even simple ones like Tetris, can boost gray matter by 12% in 6 months, improving memory and spatial skills. Cap recreational screen time at 2 hours daily. Set a timer to stay accountable. When it rings, switch to something that sparks thought. Read a book, tackle a crossword, call a friend, or learn something new on YouTube. Yes, YouTube can be better than TV if you're actively engaging with educational content rather than zoning out. The key is to stay intentional and interactive. 4. Eating processed breakfast foods. Let's talk about a habit many people start their day with. Eating processed breakfast foods. That convenient bowl of cereal or toast with jam may seem harmless, but it's quietly damaging your brain. A 5-year study from Rush University Medical Center followed 5,000 adults and found that those who regularly ate processed breakfasts experienced a 28% faster decline in cognitive function. When it came to sugary cereals and pastries, the rate soared to 44%. Here's why. Refined sugars cause blood sugar to spike by up to 200% within half an hour. Your pancreas floods the body with insulin, triggering inflammation, especially in the brain. This weakens the blood-brain barrier, allowing toxins and inflammatory molecules to enter. Dr. Suzanne de la Monte from Brown University even calls Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. Her research showed that just 25 grams of added sugar at breakfast aged the brain by 8 years, yet the average American breakfast contains about 47 grams. Artificial sweeteners are no better. A Boston University study found that people who consumed diet sodas or sweeteners, like aspartame or sucralose, tripled their risk of dementia and stroke. These chemicals trick the body into releasing insulin, leaving the brain inflamed and energy deprived. To protect your brain, build your breakfast around 3 essentials: omega-3 fats, choline, and antioxidants. Omega-3s repair brain cell membranes, found in salmon, sardines, or flax seeds. Choline, crucial for neurotransmitters, is abundant in eggs. Antioxidants like those in wild blueberries cross the blood-brain barrier to shield neurons. A quick brain-boosting meal: scramble 2 eggs in coconut oil for instant MCT energy, add a handful of wild blueberries and half an avocado for healthy fats. Sprinkle with turmeric and black pepper. Together they reduce brain inflammation by nearly 50%. Or prep overnight oats with cinnamon and walnuts for steady energy and improved insulin sensitivity. Small morning changes can protect your brain all day long. 3. Breathing through your mouth. Let's talk about a habit you might be doing right now without realizing it. Breathing through your mouth. This simple act can quietly damage your brain over time. A study from Nagoya University in Japan compared mouth breathers and nose breathers and found dramatic differences. Mouth breathers had 20% less gray matter in the prefrontal cortex and 30% lower activity in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Their brains were smaller and less active overall. When you breathe through your mouth, you bypass your nose's natural filtration system, which produces nitric oxide, a molecule that boosts oxygen absorption by 18%. Without it, your brain receives less oxygen with every breath, slowly starving neurons and accelerating decline. Mouth breathing also disrupts sleep. Stanford researchers discovered that mouth breathers get 60% less REM and 70% less deep sleep, the critical phases when the brain clears out toxic proteins linked to Alzheimer's. They also experience up to 5 times more sleep apnea events, which kill brain cells through repeated oxygen deprivation. Mouth breathing dries out your mouth, reducing saliva that contains antimicrobial proteins. Without enough saliva, bacteria multiply, releasing inflammatory compounds that travel to the brain. UCLA research found that chronic dry mouth increased brain inflammation markers by 42%. To fix this, start with proper tongue posture. Rest your tongue against the roof of your mouth with the tip just behind your front teeth. This naturally keeps your mouth closed and nasal passages open. Practice for 2 minutes every hour. At night, try safe mouth taping with medical paper tape to train nasal breathing. Most people adjust within 2 weeks. Before bed, use the Buteyko breathing method. Exhale, pinch your nose, and hold your breath until you feel the urge to breathe. This builds carbon dioxide and clears nasal passages naturally. During the day, practice coherent breathing, Inhale through your nose for 5 seconds, exhale for 5. Do this for 5 minutes, 3 times daily. It boosts brain blood flow by 25% and helps retrain your body for healthier, oxygen-rich breathing. 2. Cooking with the wrong oils. Let's dive into the second most damaging habit for your brain, one that's likely hiding in your kitchen. Number 2. Cooking with the wrong oils. Those vegetable oils in your pantry may be quietly frying your brain cells. A Temple University study fed mice canola oil for 6 months and found Alzheimer's-like damage, more amyloid plaques, damaged neurons, and a 60% drop in memory performance. Oils advertised as heart-healthy could actually be harming your brain. Here's why. When heated, oils like canola, corn, soybean, and sunflower produce aldehydes, chemicals 200 times more toxic than cigarette smoke. These compounds cross the blood-brain barrier and ignite inflammation. Professor Martin Grootveld from De Montfort University discovered that a single meal cooked with these oils creates 20 times the safe daily aldehyde limit. Meanwhile, their omega-6 fats throw off the ideal omega-3 balance of 1.1, pushing it toward 20.1 and fueling chronic brain inflammation. University of California research linked high omega-6 intake to 55% faster brain shrinkage and 70% poorer cognitive performance. It gets worse. Vegetable oils oxidize easily with heat, light, or air. That bottle sitting near your stove? It's likely rancid, generating free radicals that destroy neuron membranes, damage that accumulates and can't be reversed. The fix is simple. Use brain-friendly oils. Extra virgin olive oil is excellent for cold dishes, but keep it below 320 degrees Celsius to preserve its nutrients. For high-heat cooking, choose coconut oil, grass-fed butter, or ghee, stable fats that protect neurons. Coconut oil is especially powerful. Its medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, convert into ketones, an efficient brain fuel. In an Oxford University study, Alzheimer's patients taking 2 tablespoons daily improved cognitive scores by 20% within 6 months. When buying olive oil, check the harvest date. Oils older than 18 months lose their potency. Store it in a cool, dark place and use small bottles. For salads or smoothies, add a spoon of flaxseed oil for extra omega-3s, but never heat it. Small, smart swaps like these can protect your brain for years to come. 1. Social isolation and loneliness. We've reached the #1 brain destroyer, social isolation and loneliness. This silent killer damages your brain faster than any other factor. A 10-year University of Florida study of 12,000 seniors found that those who felt lonely had a 105% higher risk of dementia, more than double. A Japanese study found a similar link, showing a 68% higher dementia risk among people who often ate alone. Loneliness doesn't just affect your emotions, it physically reshapes your brain. Harvard scans showed that lonely individuals had smaller gray matter volumes in areas controlling emotion and memory. It's not about how many people you know, but the quality of your connections. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. When you're isolated, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, stays on high alert, flooding your body with cortisol and inflammation that kills brain cells 50% faster than normal aging. University College London found that just 1 month of isolation caused a 16% drop in processing speed and a 23% decline in executive function. Meaningful social connections, on the other hand, protect your brain. Deep conversations release oxytocin and dopamine, which boost BDNF, the compound that helps grow new brain cells. Complex interactions also build cognitive reserve, shielding you from dementia even if Alzheimer's changes occur. But shallow small talk won't cut it. University of Michigan researchers found that just 10 minutes of meaningful conversation improved thinking skills as much as doing a crossword puzzle. To fight isolation, join a weekly group around a shared interest, a book club, walking group, or volunteer team. Consistent, in-person connection is key. online chats don't deliver the same benefits. If getting out is hard, schedule video calls. They're 30% more stimulating than phone calls because seeing faces activates more brain regions. Adopting a pet can also help. Pet owners have a 24% lower dementia risk thanks to daily interaction, touch, and companionship. Dogs are especially effective, encouraging movement and social contact. Volunteering is another brain booster. It combines purpose, learning, and social engagement. Start small. Call one person today instead of texting. Join a local choir or class. Group singing has been shown to improve cognitive function by over 30%. Remember, your brain can form new connections at any age, but only if you use it. You don't need many friends, just a few deep, genuine ones. One real connection can protect your brain more than 50 acquaintances ever could. These 7 habits are the fastest paths to cognitive decline, but the good news is every one of them can be reversed. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. It can heal and form new connections at any age. Start small by changing one habit this week. Once it becomes natural, move on to the next. Dementia isn't destiny. It's not just about genetics. The choices you make today shape your brain's future. Every walk you take, every nutritious meal you eat, and every meaningful conversation you share builds cognitive reserve, a shield that protects your brain, even against Alzheimer's. Don't wait for warning signs. By then, damage may already be happening. Act now to safeguard your mind. Your future self will thank you when you're still sharp, independent, and full of life in your 80s and beyond. Which of these 7 brain-damaging habits surprised you most? Have you noticed clearer thinking after changing one of them? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe to Senior Health Guard and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video, where we'll reveal 5 surprising foods that supercharge your brain health. Let's keep building a stronger, healthier mind together.